Hello, hello! Today, we're gonna review project delivery methods and the bidding process. This will be focused obviously now on construction, and this section outlines the basic purpose of bidding process in construction, allowing owners to compare proposals from multiple contractors to select the best fit for their project. It emphasizes the importance of standardized procedures in bidding to ensure fair comparisons. Fair is the name of the game. Bidding is the process where the owner solicits proposals from multiple contractors to construct their project. The owner, often with the architect's assistance, compares the bids and selects the contractor who best meet their needs. This process aims to ensure a fair and transparent selection process, comparison of different contractors' proposals, and selecting it. The usual players in the bidding are the owner, contractor, and architect. Sometimes there is some other players such as the construction manager who can work as an advisor or as a constructor and the designer. Let's dig into this. The first method has some variations. It's called the design bid build and is the most usual method. The process is more linear, where bidding occurs after design completion, involving multiple contractors bidding for the project, usually selecting the lower cost, but also influenced by the reputation and experience. Let's imagine this as a pizza request. You write down what pizza you want and select who makes it. This is another variation. This variation is called the multiple prime contractors. This variation of DBB involves the owner selecting multiple prime contractors for different portions of the work, requiring separate bidding processes for each. Reasons for choosing this method, such as accelerate the schedule and specialized expertise, are discussed, along with the increased owner involvement in the project. In our pizza example, this is selecting different contractors to do different parts of the pizza. Somebody makes the dough, and a different person puts together the ingredients, and finally, somebody else cooks it. This process makes it tricky and requires the owner or construction manager to be more hands-on in the construction to keep the project coordinated. Usually, this type of delivery is focused on expertise. Another variation is the design, negotiate, build. This section explains the DNB method, where owners solicit proposals from pre-qualified contractors and negotiate the project cost. This method emphasizes a more selective and collaborative approach compared to the competitive bidding DBB. It's more focused on innovation. In our pizza example, you can go to your favorite pizza place. You ask for a pizza that is not in the menu. Surprise me with an amazing pizza. And this can be mixed with multiple contractors too. Therefore, the price is in constant revision and negotiation because of the specialty. Usually, in this method, it's involving project with extraordinary specialty, kind of like a first nuclear reactor or something like that. We have another method as well. This one is called the construction manager as constructor or construction manager at risk, CMAR, where a construction manager joins the project team during the design phase, serving as an advisor and ultimately becoming the builder, providing cost estimation, constructability advice, and scheduling input during design. The section explains the concept of the guaranteed maximum price and the potential of shared savings between the owner and the construction manager, incentivizing the cost efficiency. If there is any saving, it is stated since the beginning how owner and advisor share the savings. This one reminds me of a grocery shopping. You know the list and you know your budget. But if you are smart in your decisions, you can save money. It is important to say that typically this method shares a lot of transparency and the process called open book accounting, where all costs are disclosed. Our next method is design build. Design build is a method where the owner negotiates a price upfront with a single design build entity responsible for both design and construction, eliminating the traditional bidding process. The process is more streamlined and reduces finger pointing on all changes involved in construction and design. One down part of this is the owner does not have that much control over the design, or a third party like an architect to ensure a desired outcome. This does not mean that the owner will not get what they want, and usually a good DB contractor will ensure the client is happy. But this method have less of paperwork and it's only one contract, usually used in not complex projects such as a catalog house. Maybe this can be a good example. Bridging is a variation of DB. This variation of DB incorporates bidding by having the owner select a designer for a schematic design. These plans are then used to solicit bids from design build entities, offering the owner more control and clarity over the pricing basis. While we talk about DB, we mention third-party design intent, and this method tries to alleviate that. Sometimes the designer uses another entity, which is a construction manager as advisor, and helps to select the DB contractor. I like to think about this as a sneak peek or a sample platter. You taste a little bit before committing to the full meal. We have this other method, which is the integrated project delivery. The architect, owner, and contractor form a single entity, eliminating the need for separate bidding or negotiation processes. This method is most collaborative of all, and it's fairly new. The emphasis here is an early cost agreement and collaborative teamwork towards shared project goals, including profitability. I like to think about it as a well-oiled machine. Usually, this method implements the previous mentioned open book accounting, where all costs are available to all players. This method sounds great, but is not one size fits all. It needs a high commitment and trust between the players, and is used in more complex projects where there is a lot of moving parts and is not the best option, let's say, for a bathroom remodel. In conclusion, this section summarizes various project delivery methods and their impact and their bidding process. It reiterates the importance of understanding the nuances of each method to choose the most appropriate approach for a given project. Maybe a good example is music. A good musician knows what instruments and sounds fit better for a song. Similar as an owner knows which method will feel better for the project. Thank you and see you later.